Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Technic McLaren Senna GTR. This is set number 42123. It has 830 pieces and I paid $50 for this set. Now, I have done a couple other Technic stuff, some recently of some small Technic builds. I have done the Bugatti Bolide, the yellow one, the first one that came out. I also did the Batman Batmobile and the Bat Cycle, but I'm still consider myself very fresh in the Lego Technic system. So I picked up this set, which is I think the same scale as the Bolide, and I picked up another one at this scale and price point as well. So I'm going to be taking a look at a few of these Lego Technic cars at this scale, or at least at the $50 price point in the near future. And this is the first one that I picked. So in this video, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to put this together and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so that is this Lego Technic McLaren Senna GTR. This was awesome. So I actually really like this scale. I don't know if it's what this is exactly. I'm sure it's out there, but I think this is about the same scale as the Bugatti Bolide or Bolide. It's smaller than the Batman Batmobile. It's quite a bit smaller than some of the supercars, like the $500 Technic sets or whatever. It's a good size though. I think it's good for display, and it's relatively it's just relatively, it's a good middle ground. I think it's also smaller than like the recent Ford that came out. And I do have one other set that I believe is at this scale as well that somebody requested kind of that I get. So I purchased a few of these, and this is really, really nice. So again, I'm not like super well versed in the Technic system. I've done some stuff, but I really, really enjoyed this. And the first thing that I want to point out here is that look at this sticker sheet. This is a lot of stickers. I don't remember. I mean, this goes to 46. I don't remember how big the sticker sheet was for the Bugatti set that I did. That had a considerable amount of stickers too, but this has a lot of stickers. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go through and point out where every sticker is, but what I will point out is where these stickers are not. And that's right up here for these fenders. So those are printed right there. And that's really appreciated. It'd be hard to put stickers on that piece, and there's holes going through it and all this stuff. So both of those are printed. The printing is pretty nice. I really like the color scheme of this. I like kind of the silver and gray and the kind of hexagonal kind of gradient, and that following onto like the side panels here and onto the back. I think that works really, really well. The blue is super nice, and one of the great things about that is that like these blue pins, no problem, because this whole thing is like blue and black and gray and stuff. So blue pins, any visible blue pins, not an issue for me. I think the shaping of this is really, really nice. It's very sleek. I was surprised at how the front end came together. Like this whole bit here in the center is connected to these bits back here. I was kind of surprised that this got the height that it did, but it looks really great. And let me find my focus here. Forgive me for that. There we go. We can see a little bit of how this grill looks. We use some of these white bar elements in there. Really nice. All onto the side. These, of course, these are all stickers here, but very cool. Nice. These are kind of the thinner wheels up front, narrower than the back wheels there. Get a nice mirror here. The doors are pretty neat. They have 3 stickers on the door, and they have a really interesting shape how it continues this line here. But the doors open up like this, which I think is actually pretty similar to the Bolide. I think that kind of had like some butterfly doors or some doors that went instead of coming out this way, and when that's open, we can see in there we get a steering wheel. It doesn't function. We get seats. The scale inside is not perfect. It's not great, but it's not terrible. This, like the Bolide, I believe, has the hand of God steering at the top. So we have this knob up here, and that function that turns the front wheels, which is really, really nice. Of course, this door opens up as well, and I think that looks pretty great like that. And I really love how nicely these come down and like just fill in the gaps right there, because these doors felt like weirdly small, but then when they're in their place, it fits really, really well. For the back wheels here, I liked this to kind of give the impression of a fender where there wasn't one, because we have these panels up here. There's some of the bigger stickers there, but they went on okay on those panels. I didn't mind that very much at all, and the effect is really, really nice. I loved how this spoiler came together. I did not know how it was going to be connected, but as we can see, I love this GTR. That is 3 stickers there. Of course, that is a sticker there too, and we have some on top, but I really like that detail. Like, you might not see that because it's almost on the bottom, but it gives a really cool effect, I think. And I just love how this is connected up here, like up here at these points and down here at these points. It feels like really, really sturdy and great, and it looks super cool. So I love how this spoiler came together. The back end in general is pretty great. There's something interesting, and you can kind of see it here. The back portion is kind of angled down a little bit, which makes this back piece here kind of closer to the ground than you'd think if it was just flat all the way down. There's a couple of things on the bottom that I want to point out, and one of them is, like, from this point here, these beams are angled a little bit differently. They're not just flat, right? And so that gives that the wheels a little different. It kind of gives it a little bit of almost like a rake as well. And I thought that was really kind of interesting that this wasn't flat there. And then we can see this isn't even all one level. Like, this part on the outside here is a little bit, it's like a plate or some distance from these other beams in here. These stick out a little bit up at the front. This is a difference in height right here as well. And I think all of those were achieved like really, really nicely. So you don't notice it very well. It does sit low to the ground, which is really nice. But I thought like this was all going to just be flat. Like these beams up here all the way back, and it's not. And particularly I thought this angle back here was really interesting. But when we're at the bottom, we can see some of the kind of function stuff, some of the Technic gears and things that allow this to work. So the hand of God, there's a couple of the tapered gears in there. At the back, like other Technic sets, and we can kind of see it in this one in a cool way. It has like kind of a functional looking engine with some pistons that, as the back wheel turns, those all fire there, which is nice. It's nice that those work. So the way that works is through this here. We have these down there. So this wheel turns that. This wheel does not. The axle does actually not go all the way through. So this wheel and this wheel are not connected to each other. So you get some asymmetric building in there, but for any kind of play, those, like, for the most part, when one of the back wheels is spinning, the other one will be, and so you don't really notice that they're not connected, or they don't have an axle going all the way through them. The angle of the roof is really interesting. Part of it's covered up because of these bigger panel pieces here, but you can kind of see that one beam in there, and you can see the other beam that has kind of a forward lean to it a little bit. It's not just vertical. It's not perpendicular there. It kind of has a lean here. And that was really interesting as well, because when I had that beam and some of this structure in here at first, it was very like loose, and I could move it back and forth, like left and right, and it took a while before I got it all connected down to feel like sturdy and stable for that to like make sense and come together. But when it does, it comes together really, really well. So that's really, really nice. I think, yeah, this shape for the kind of windows here is very beautiful. Same for the windscreen. I didn't mind putting the stickers on, surprisingly. There's a lot of them, but they add a ton of character to this thing. They really, really bring this to life in a great big way. If I mean, it's nice that they use printed ones, but if it was none of these stickers were on there, it'd feel kind of bland, and it would almost not even seem like a McLaren Senna at that point. So I'm totally cool with that. And I really liked putting this together. It functions well. It's good for play. It's great for display, I think. The build was interesting. Like other Technic sets, sometimes I'm putting something in a place and I don't immediately like go back to it right away. You might like pin something in and then you don't come back to like that another exposed pin for 30 more steps or something like that. So it's an interesting build experience for me, because like for a lot of brick system, Lego system stuff, there is kind of a linearity to it. This one there is as well for sure, but it's just different. And at many times I'm kind of like either forgotten about some piece that I put somewhere, and then it all comes together, really, really nicely and completely. And it's very gratifying, actually. It's a very satisfying and gratifying experience to, start one thing and kind of move on to a different part, and then come back and you realize that the last thing you were working on is actually going to connect to something you worked on a long time ago. And then when it all makes sense when you finally get it together. But at any kind of individual step along the way, there were many times where I was like, I wonder what this is going to be. I wonder where, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And that keeps things really interesting for me. So it was a real pleasure to build. And I just think this model looks really great. I don't have the bolide right next to me to kind of compare them, but these are some cars that I'm not a big car person. I'm not like a race fan or anything like that. I don't know anything about cars, but I love Speed Champions. I love like the Icon series cars. Like I have the Camaro and a Porsche set, and I like these Technic cars too, and it's really great to see the different scales from Speed Champions to Icons or Creator Expert to this, and all the different techniques and all the different piece usages, and at the end you're kind of left with pretty well recognizable, well detailed, fun to play with, great to display vehicles of various shapes and sizes. And this one's no different. There are a lot of standout things in here. I think the hood is particularly well designed and well built. I think the spoiler at the back is very well built, and I really like how all the functions. I like that there's steering. I like that these engine things back here add like a little bit of a sound more to rolling, which maybe some people don't like. I kind of like it. And having these doors be able to fold up like that is just the cherry on top. It's really, really neat. So big fan of this. I think it looks good from kind of every angle here, and that's really, really nice. So I'm just going to try to show it from some more angles here. There we go. Over to the side, we get, some flags, some numbers, lots of sticker details. Totally cool. Really, really like how that's done. I mean, the color match at the front, I think this is supposed to be silver, so color match isn't too bad on these. Again, it's like kind of a silver, kind of a glossy silver on the light bluish gray, but I think it works well enough. So that's great. I like how this one's put at in kind of an angle, and again, like not symmetrical in there, and really, really great set. This is 830 pieces and was $50. The bolide, I believe, is like just 900 and change, like just over 900 pieces, and was $50. And the other set that I bought was $50, and I think that one is like in the 670s range. I think these are really good value. I think the build experience is very fun, and it took me some time to put this together. And for all the reasons I've listed, like it just makes sense. If these were much more, I wouldn't like it. Yeah, if they were cheaper, it'd be even better. But 830 pieces for $50 is great by most standards, even though Technic pricing is slightly different. I think this is really, really good. Of course, a lot of small pieces. How many of those pieces are just pins and axles? Yeah, a ton of them, like a lot of them. But when it all comes together to be a really nice size, very complete feeling, model, that's really great. And it adds kind of some it makes it a little more intricate, the more pieces in this same kind of form factor. So the Bolide I thought was great value. This I think is great value. The next Technic car that I build at this scale was also $50, has less pieces than the other ones. And we'll see how I feel about the value on that one. But this one I really like. We can see over here the extra pieces, some axles, some pins, some bearing bushings, a couple like 1x1 plates, and a cheese slope and a tile. And that's pretty much that. I'm not going to show them close up. Really, really lovely set. So very, very happy with it. If you like this video, consider giving it a like. And if you like the other videos on my channel, consider subscribing to it so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I will be doing here in the future, including, like I mentioned, another Lego Technic car at this scale, but then just a ton of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, sizes, price points, piece counts, tons of different Lego videos coming up. So subscribe so you don't miss any of those. And if you feel like supporting this channel in another way, maybe consider hopping over to the Sobrix Patreon, where not only will you help support this channel financially and help me grow and expand and improve, you'll also get access to some exclusive stuff over there. And I have a lot of plans for the Patreon, so hopefully as that grows, I can keep delivering things over there, and I'm really looking forward to it. Every little bit counts, and I'm very, very grateful for everybody that gives and everybody that subscribes, everybody that watches, likes the videos, comments, anything out there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to do this, and I'm really enjoying myself. So I'm very, very grateful that I get to share this hobby with everyone out there. So I'm very appreciative, and until next time, thanks. Bye.